I'm not sure if we're alone here, but this year our home has been completely overrun with ants. They're absolutely everywhere. So if you're having the same problem, then stick around. And in this video, I'll share some tips on how to keep these unwanted visitors out of your home. Hi, my name is Casey, and on this channel, I share information about the local housing market here in the communities of Trilogy at Glen Ivy and the community of Terramor. So if you think this is something you'd find helpful, I'd love if you hit the like and the subscribe buttons below. Okay, so let's jump in and talk about the ant problems that we're having this year. Now, my wife and I live in the community of Terramor, and this summer we really have seen a lot more ants. Now, at first we just see them outside while walking our dog, but in the past few weeks they're actually starting to come inside our home. And not just once, we've had them several times. So recently we've been doing some research on ants, trying to find things we could do to keep them out of our home. Now, the first thing we discovered was that ants are attracted to food, water, and shelter. And they have an incredible sense of smell. So this allows them to find even the tiniest crumbs of food on the floor or even drops of water. So we realized that keeping our home clean was going to be crucial. And many people recommended keeping food stored in airtight containers in our pantry, not leaving out dirty dishes in the sink overnight, and picking up pet bowls before going to bed. And we feel like we've done a pretty good job with these things, so we kept searching. Another recommendation was to try and identify where the ants were actually coming into our home. And the goal would be to seal up these entry points. Now, ants can enter from around doors and windows, and even tiny cracks between walls, baseboards, and cabinets. So it's a good idea to seal up any openings with caulking or weather stripping and try to keep a barrier between you and the ants. We also heard that there were some natural repellents that ants don't like. Simple items like lemon juice, cinnamon, or peppermint are supposed to keep ants away. Now, apparently they don't like the scent from these items, and it's supposed to keep them from coming into your home. Now, we haven't tried this one yet, but at this point I'm going to give it a try. And a lot of people recommended putting out ant bait or traps like this product here. Now, you can get these at your local Home Depot or Lowe's, and we've tried these products, and they do seem to work for a few days. But we also noticed that the ants would come back in a different part of our home just a few days later. Plus, the liquid from inside these traps sometimes leaks out onto the floors, and it leaves a real sticky mess. Plus, we really don't like leaving them out when our grandkids come over either. So at this point, I really think we're going to have to admit defeat and hire some professional help. Now, I know there are several pest control companies that come out and service our neighborhood, so we're going to give this a try. We really need to do something about our ant situation. There's just nothing worse than coming home after a long day of work and finding a trail of ants running through your home. So if you happen to know of any good, effective tips for dealing with ants, I'd love to hear them. And if you happen to know a good pest control company that services this area, I'm sure there'd be a lot of us here that would appreciate the recommendation.